If not, you still get the RPI ratings and all that stuff, and it's kind of a benchmark. Do you kind of see it the same way?
Well, I look at it as, you know, you want to be in a position where you can win some of these games. You know, last year at this time, you know, we played Michigan State, we won that game. We played Rutgers, you know, in their backyard, we won that game. Played Florida State at home, we won that game. I think we had some wins against some really, really good quality teams. And then obviously the Xavier game at home was a disappointing loss a year ago. But this is an opportunity for our basketball team, I think, to play against clearly one of the best teams in the country. But you got to win some of these games too. That's what you want to be able to do. I think the biggest thing for our team right now is getting them to see and understand that when you play against these kind of teams and you play this kind of schedule, your issues as a team are going to flower. They're going to get exposed. They're going to be out in the open. And what you've got to be able to do is your guys have got to be willing to understand that, you know what, every team goes through this. There's not a perfect team. You know, no one's perfect. There are all things that everybody has to get better at and improve on. When you play against good teams, those things get identified right out in the open. Now they've got to be mature enough to say, okay, this is a problem, this is an issue, we have to get better in this. Because when we play against really, really good teams, this is going to get exposed. And I think some years where we've had these 20, 30-point wins, 4, 5, 6 games in a row, you as a coach can see the issues and see where you need to get better, but they don't see it. Like, what are you talking about, Coach? We won by 30, we played great. But you can see, I think when you play good teams and all of a sudden the games, you know, some of those things get really exposed. And I think one of the things that got exposed for us was on the offensive end of the floor. You know, we were not playing to the level we needed to play at, and we're trying to address that now.
And you always talk about the human element too, the one side of the floor affecting the other, and you know, praise your 06 and 07 teams for being great at that, not letting one side affect the other. How well do you think this year's team has handled that human element?
I think the human element, you know, to be honest with you, not great. We haven't. And there's a lot of things that come in that these guys have that come with expectations, supposed to be good, ranking. You know, I think we're in an age and a generation during time where there's so much access these guys have, you know, from Facebook to Twitter to all this stuff. And when you invite that stuff in, okay, and you get all this love, there's also another side of it that comes with it. And I think for our guys, them understanding what reality is and where they've got to keep their focus, and there's no question that the human element part of it has been something that we need to address, and we need to like live in truth and reality rather than be living in, okay, we're supposed to be good. You know, you need to work. You know, I can probably cite hundreds of examples of teams that were supposed to be good that didn't end up being good. You know, and a bunch of teams that were supposed to be bad that ended up being great. You know, but it's how you deal and manage with those things. And what you try to do as a coach is bring those things to the forefront and then try to help them address it so they can improve and get better.